Recording in progress.
Before we start the prepared speech, let me talk about the theme of the day. The best thing about the future is that it comes one day at a time. I was thinking about what about the theme, how to correlate with that. Then I the way I can correlate is from my friend experience, whom I recently talked to him. The story goes like this: out of 40 students, there was two guy. He have all the habits, all enjoyment. He went everywhere. He didn't left any one place. He went everywhere and he enjoyed fully his life in the college. And finally, he one day he realized. One day morning he get up and he realized he used to attend 25 exams. Each every he was fail. When he realized it was sixth sem. At the sixth time, he had 48, 24 subjects to clear. That day, in one person, in two of them, one person felt very depressed. Oh, what how to clear? And another person thought, hey, let him try. What will happen? And he worked very hard and he cleared every. I saw him how he prepared his exams means he used to go morning to evening. He used to study and in that exams means for morning one subject is there. Afternoon this exam re-exams they will conduct like that. He studied very well and he wrote exams for in one attempt he cleared everything. After when he to the final year he completed everything and he didn't got a best result. He got minimum passing result and he uh, he took a degree. Then I saw him at the time. He was not a good profession. When I saw him after leaving his job and some busy work and official schedules, we lost my contacts. Then after this, during the COVID, I have a lot of time. Hence, I called him. And I called him, my friends, and asked, how is my friends? And everything I asked them. Then I come to know that he is well settled in life. He is doing some business and he has some own companies like that. He is now very well settled person. Like that, the best thing about the future that it's come one day at a time. Every person have a best future in the one time that we can't realize. But what we do is in our daily routine we want to have a good habit, good relationship, good economic condition, good mental updates. Like that, if we work on that, end of the day, the best future will come. It will come little early. With this, I will tell this meeting for the benefit of the guest. I would like to explain the structure of the meeting. Like the meeting is divided into three rounds. The first, the prepared speeches round, where the members will deliver the speeches on the basis of the project and paths that they have chosen. The second part of the session is debate topic session, where the members can participate, thinking and speaking of their feet. The third round, also known as impromptu session, sorry, the guests are welcome to participate in the round as well. The third round, final part of the evaluation round, is all the prepared speeches as well. Other aspects of the session will be evaluated by the general evaluator. First, I would like to call the grammarian, tell the word of the day. Over to you, grammarian Kathleen Napier. Over to you.
Looks like she's not there, is it?
I think she has sent a message in the group saying her microphone is not working. Maybe you can read out the word of the day for us, Thomas.
Yeah, it looks like her microphone is not working. So the word of the day is resilience.
Resilient.
Okay,
She's given
thank
the
you.
word of the day is resilience. Yes.
Yeah, thank you, Somesh. Okay, now we can move to the first segment. The first speaker for this round will be attempt level 4, project 1 from the strategy leadership. To evaluate this speech, we have the Atul Chitwan. Atul Chitwan, I request you to please read out the speech objective. Over to you.
I think, Maritesh, it's been changed around. I'm going first.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Okay, right.
It's been switched. I'm actually going.
Okay.
So the purpose of John's project is to identify his primary leadership style or styles. And the purpose of his speech is for John to share either some aspect of his leadership style or to discuss leadership styles in general. His time is 5 to 7 minutes. Mr. Toastmaster.
Yeah, thank you. John is a retired businessman, lifelong learner. His speech title is Whom I Am. I request to John, I hand over to the John Khalid Brigade. Over to you, John Khalid.
221. Is that a number I've just taken out of the air? No, it's not. Magnus Jansen from the Speakers Bureau, in a keynote speech, actually turned around and said there are 221 different styles of leadership. So we could, without knowing it, be working one of those leadership styles, because there's 221. So I thought, who am I? What style am I? Am I people orientated, servant orientated, task orientated, laissez-faire? There's so many that you can pick from, but I can only think of about the same on my hand, around 12. So I'm going to try and find out what these 221 are actually are. The first time, if I look back in my life, where I used a leadership style was in 1986. That's going back a few years. I was a rep. I walked into a shop. 2 hours later, I walked out. I bought the shop. It was a dry cleaning shop. A month later, I took over. I had no experience. I had no experience running a shop. I had no experience of being a leader. I had around 4 staff. So I walked in, and my first style was authoritarian. I told them what to do, and they did it. And it worked. A couple of years down the road, my turnover has shot up. I've gone into about 16 people actually working for me. And my style had changed. I changed to democratic. When they came into work, we sat down, what do you want to do today? And they then determined it themselves, near enough. But I was there still to make a decision at the end. So I turned it democratic. A couple of more years down the line, my turnover had gone up to about 750,000. I had 22 people working for me. I had 3 shops. My style? Laissez-faire. I didn't have to be there. They all knew what they were doing. I occasionally dropped in to see how things were going. And of course, if there was a problem, they'd ring me and I'd be there. But I just lay back, let them get on with the work. So my style changed over a period of 3 or 4 years. And between probably I've gone from authoritarian, autocratic, democratic, and a few task orientated, and used those styles as I went through those years at some time or other. And that's my experience of leadership. And you think to yourself, do you learn it? Or are you born with it? I had no training whatsoever. I just did what I thought was right. Okay. Come forward. I sold my shops in 2000, 2001. And again, laid back, living life to the full. I decided to go to college. And at college, I did HR, I did leadership and ethics. And then he started telling me about leadership. And I'm thinking, well, I've done that. I've done this. I didn't get told how to do it. So I must have naturally inherited it from somewhere. But I don't think I did. Somewhere along the line, somebody mentored me without me actually knowing it. I've seen people actually do something. And my brain, subconscious, started using that. And then I knew how to become a leader. And I think a lot of the time we do not know when we are taking information in. But one day that information starts coming out. You make a decision, past experience, you use that decision to make another decision. And that's how I think leadership comes about. Apart from past experience as well, will help you. Now, as I said before, who am I? I don't like labels. I don't like being labeled as an autocratic, a democratic, laissez-faire. I just feel that whatever situation arises, I will use what's appropriate. So I haven't got a label saying I am a particular type of leader. I will use whatever is necessary at the time. So fellow Toastmasters, we're all leaders. We're all learning from each other. Sometimes in the future, you might learn something from me. It'll flash in your memory when you get into a situation and you'll use it subconsciously. And this is what we are at Toastmasters, to learn and to grow together. So go out there, take the job, become an area district manager, become the president, get that leadership, start learning and start learning from your mentors in this room. Back to you, Maratash.
Yeah, thank you, John. Really a wonderful speech and very inspirational speech for us. It is it is more to learn from you all. Really enjoyed this speech. Our second speaker will be speaker for this round will be attempting level 4 project. To evaluate this speech, we have Atur Chitwan. I request you please read out the speech objective.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster of the day. Fatima's objectives. So her speech is basically aimed at for her to practice the skills needed to effectively use public relations strategies for any group or situation. And the purpose of this speech is for her to share some aspect of her public relations strategy.
Thank you, Atul. Please put your hands together for Fatima Filia. You, Fatima.
Shamesh, can you allow me to use to share the screen, please? Thank you. Okay, just let me share my screen before we start. Look at the timer in. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, raise your hands if you believe that all of us in any organization or any place, institution, NGO, they require PR strategy. Please raise your hands if you believe. Thank you. I see a show of hands. Now, I'm going to share my PR proposed strategy to a new club that our district director 102, Srinivas, is going to charter very soon. Of course, some of these key elements, even this club being new, just new 6 months club, you can apply. Let me share. The focus of this club is on trainers, speakers, and leaders. Each club, I believe, we need to have that special focus, unique, that is, we can just call it our club. And this is one thing I love to always, because I'm a planner. We need to have that KPIs, the key performance indicators, so that all of us in a club or any place, we can work together hand in hand to achieve our goals and targets. And also, we believe that in a club, you need to have certain roles or positions to push all the club members. And this is why I lead the club is going to have special pathways chair, mentors chair, trainers chair, speakers chair, leaders to help. Now, to go back to my strategy, there are always five W's. Who is involved? Who are we targeting? And why we want to publish and get members. And it's always important for us to share the information about the meeting. Where are we having? Is it online, Zoom, Facebook, everywhere. Now, these are the key elements I believe that we should have in a PR strategy. KPIs. When you say KPIs, the key performance indicators for a club, the members who are looking to join a club, they will look something different. And especially being an advanced club, they will look something that is different. And that is why Toastmasters, they always encourage us to keep membership drive. There will be members who will come into the club, they will leave due to various reasons, but you need to get that, keep going. And other element where you can have is the open house. And I think even in this club, we discussed having an open house event and also educational sessions. Now I belong to 3 clubs presently, and storytellers, their key unique is, I would say, having that educational session. And their unique niche is storytelling. Now, if you look at my screen, there are various mediums that we can reach out to our members. How many of you are on social media? Social media means how many platforms? 1, 2, 3. Can you type in the chat box if you're on more than 5 platforms, social media? So that can be Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, all this. And this is where we are in a world interconnected and people are looking. And I can see, okay, Teresa says on 3, not active. But if you look at the number of people who are joining, and we did a survey recently, and being the district admin manager, I have collected information of the social media links from the clubs of more than 161 clubs. And you can see the amount of engagement over there. Now, there are various ways you can include the story of your club where you can share testimonials, YouTube, videos, and I will stop sharing here and I will share my first story. Just yesterday, John was, taking off leaves from the aloe plant in my house. And I gave one to Sabria as well. I took a video of 29 seconds and I put on Instagram. And I had 49 comments and over 200 likes. This shows people, especially videos, that it can attract rather than posters. And one more thing, ladies and gentlemen, we are Toastmasters. We belong to a brand. We need to be brand ambassadors, which means we need to promote TI logo, TI brand, TI fonts. We need to be brand ambassadors of Toastmasters. And being an advanced club, we need to learn and build up on our PR strategies. And I believe we have so many new members who are coming because they want to find us and we need to pass that message. So all of you are here, my colleagues, my friends, Toastmasters, be Toastmasters brand ambassadors and please apply PR strategy. Thank you, over to you.
Yeah, it was really a great speech, and we also would like to incorporate that one in our leadership role. Next, it's time for second segment of the meeting. To provide us with the challenge of today's table topic round, we have the table topic master who will be conducting this session today. Please help me welcoming the table topic master of the day, Mosia TM Mosia Subaria. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmasters of the day, Marutush. It is my turn now to also talk about the future. And I have with me here what people always say, we look into the future. It's a crystal ball. Yeah. And I know who I'm going to pass this crystal ball to because I see somebody already asking for it. Kathy, this is yours. Oh, Kathy have problem with the audio. Kathy, can you?
Can you hear me?
Oh yeah, okay, we can hear you now.
I couldn't hear you guys earlier, so I apologize for being late, but I couldn't hear
Okay.
you guys.
Kathy,
With the crystal ball.
I'll pass you the crystal ball now. Yep, got it. Okay, I don't know what the crystal ball will be. Okay, now we always look, and we always think that the crystal ball and the gypsy will look into the future. Am I right? But no. The best way to predict the future, Kathy, is to create it. Kathy, your table topic is the best way to predict the future is to create it. Don't think of this. All yours, Kathy. All the time.
I love this question. during COVID, I've been creating my own future. It wasn't the future that I was expecting, but as I can see the crystal ball, I'm going in the correct direction. During COVID, I lost my job, but instead of getting frustrated about that, I look at how can I change things? So currently I'm working as I was working as a personal trainer. I still am doing clients, but I've decided to take, especially as I'm getting older, another direction. During COVID, I realized that I'm a very intuitive person. I can actually feel people's stress. So this was causing me more and more anxiety. So to change out to go from personal training, I've actually decided to start studying Tai Chi. The particular program I'm doing is Tai Chi and has Qigong and yoga involved. I can already tell just in the first week that I've started studying this, that my stress level is getting incredibly improved. You guys will be hearing more speeches about this in the future because this is something I haven't talked about. But my future is to help other people and actually work with people with PTSD with this program. I'm going to hand my crystal ball back to you, Sabrina. That is my future.
Thank you very much. Yes, a personal trainer. Now we have to look and create the future. Looks like we're going into wellness, stress management, and also relaxation. Yep, Kathy. Now, who is going to look into your crystal ball? Anvita. I saw Anvita. See, the future is there. Anvita, yours next. Whatever you are, be a good one. Anvita, whatever you are, be a good one. All yours.
Who do you want to be? Good day, Toastmasters and dear guests. I want to be a good person. The definition of what I want to be has changed from time to time. When I was 4 years old, I wanted to become a teacher. Why? Because I was inspired by my class teacher who could control a room full of naughty kids. And then as I grew up into a teenager, I wanted to be a doctor, a person who saves lives and also scares people by holding the lethal injection. It was lethal for me because I'm scared of injection. And then I wanted to be an engineer. Computers, Facebook, Instagram. I thought if I became a software engineer, then I could spend my time side by side on Facebook while working. That is one of the main reasons why I took up computer science engineering and became a software engineer. But then what? What do I become? As I kept thinking to myself, I found only one answer. I wanted to be a good human, good at whatever I do. Hard work, that is, doing whatever task we do with sincerity, and also to be a helpful person. Helping doesn't mean just helping someone monetarily. It means helping someone with knowledge. Like in Toastmasters, we help our mentees to craft their speeches, or as an evaluator, we give feedback to speeches. By doing that, we are helping another person. And helping can be as small as feeding a stray cat on the road or giving a homeless person a penny. What else can make us good? The number one thing which will make us good is just by appreciating life, living every moment as if it was the last. Just smell the roses, look at the sky, admire the beautiful birds, enjoy the petrichor emanating from the soil when it rains, appreciate nature, do not harm other beings. I think by doing all these things, we are going to be good. And if that is the mission of our life, then we are going to enjoy life. Back to the TTM.
Thank you very much, Anvita. You may not be a doctor, but you are a good speaker, definitely. Yes, with that, could I invite our guest today? And she's Pang, am I right? Pang, are you ready to receive my crystal ball?
Sure.
Thank
My
you.
pleasure.
Thank you. Okay, now the two quotes earlier is from Abraham Lincoln because the future about one day comes. It is from Abraham Lincoln. So the third one is also from Abraham Lincoln. So Punk, yours is what else? No, I walk slowly, but I never walk backward. I walk slowly, but I never walk backward. All yours, Punk.
Thank you, table topic master. I walk slowly, but I never walk backward. Looking into the, I believe it's a quote that no matter how fast or how slow, we are looking towards the future. We are working to a better future, but not to go back to the past. Whatever past is the past. We can't change the past, but we learn from the past, and then we look forward for a better future. The ones in my some part of my times, my life, it was quite a down time for me because some relationship issue, work issue. Sometimes I would have thought, if I choose option B, I wouldn't have suffered. Sometimes I have a lot of things. If I do that, I wouldn't be regretful right now. But all in all, when I realized whatever past is the past, I couldn't change. What I can do is to focus on what I can do now for the future. Regardless how I do it, it doesn't matter. But we have the clear picture of how we want to see in the future, and we work toward the future. We see from the, we imagine the happiness scene that we like to see, and use that picture to guide us as the guidance for us to walk for our journey in the life. Thank you.
Thank you, Pang from CIMA Johor. That is from Malaysia. Okay, we are from the same state of Malaysia. Yes, I believe that we look for the future and never look back to the past. Now, the next ball will go to Mr. Rock. We haven't heard from you for some time. Rock, are you there?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Yep. Rock, this is not from Abraham Lincoln, but this is about the future. The past, not the future. Life is now. It's not the past, it's not the future. Life is now. Rock, all yours.
Madam Table Topics Master, fellow Toastmasters, and guest. I think that it is really kind of a good saying that the time is now. It's telling you to live in the moment instead of living in the future or the past, and enjoy what's right before you. I think so many people that are out there either live in the past with things they've already done or already accomplished, or they're living in the future with things that they want to get accomplished. I think it's really tough to just forget about everything else that you're doing out there, whether it's already done or whether you're getting ready to do it. And really just be with the ones you're around and the situation that you're around. I think with Toastmasters, it really shows a little bit more of being in the present situation with some of the speeches that are there. It teaches you to listen to what's being said rather than thinking about what you want to say next or what you're going to do next, especially if you're doing an evaluation of someone. It's really hard to do an evaluation if you're thinking about the past or the future. You really have to be in that situation at that particular time. I think really that's what the saying says, and I think it's an important saying. Madam Table Topics Master.
Thank you, Rock. Yes, it's always listening now and not thinking of what we want to say. That's about the future. I know I have one more speakers allowed because I know my time is good now. Right, can I have someone who volunteer? Nora, your reception is bad. Okay, Kashful, I got you. Kashful, your future is created by what you do today, not tomorrow. Kashful, got it? Do I repeat? Your future is created today, not tomorrow.
Thank you, Madam Topics Master, fellow Toastmasters, and welcome guest. I recently gave a speech about the Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius and the things that he wrote about in his journal. One thing that he mentioned is that, pardon me, the past is no longer ours because it's in the past. The future is not really ours either because it's not ours yet. All we have is the present. So we are constantly building our future by what we do in the present. And like The Rock was saying earlier, it doesn't do well to worry about the future. Worrying just saps your energy and actually decreases your possibilities of what the future will hold. So you really have to work in the present to build your future. You really have to plan your activities, plan your day, prioritize, and make lists of what you hope to do. I have this pretty pink planner that I use to plan my future. It's actually a bullet journal. I found that bullet journaling has been a great way to log my thoughts of the day and build the future for tomorrow each day. Madam Topic Master.
Thank you very much. So I am getting back the future ball, which is nonsense. It is about us making our future in our hand, not in the ball. Right. Thank you, fantastic speakers. Today, it looks like a test of resilience on our part because Kathy had problem with the audio and Nora kept dropping off. But it's okay. We are going to be able, because our resilience, we'll be able to go through this. And I know my time is up, so it's back to you. Toastmasters of the day, Marutish. Thank you.
Thank you, Samaria. It was a great session. I really enjoyed these sessions, and also questions was very interesting. And the speakers also spoke very well. I like this session very well. Now we have come to the last segment of the meeting, that is the evaluation segment. Now I would like to call the general evaluator TM Satya to evaluate the overall meeting and with his tag team. Over to you, Satya.
Thank you. Good day, Toastmasters and distinguished guests. Let me start off by calling upon the evaluator of the first speaker, Teresa. I understand she has to leave early. Teresa, will you please evaluate?
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Mr. General Evaluator, fellow Toastmasters, guests, and especially John. John's project purpose was definitely achieved after much effective reflection on his growth over the years. He definitely gave us, John, you definitely gave us an excellent understanding of your styles from no experience whatsoever as a leader to the transformational person that you have become, and now say, I don't have a label because I do whatever is necessary. And we know that is definitely a sign of a leader. John, you opened with 221 and you asked us, what's that all about? And you really caught our attention doing that. and telling us that there are 221 leadership styles. And I have to tell you that I'm so impressed from your last presentation about having so many not leadership styles, but facial expressions. I'm still using that in my speeches as well. So a sign of a leader is giving someone something to use, and you definitely gave that to me. For your presence, you spoke to us. It was very conversational and it was very informal, and you set us at ease. You invited us into the discussion. When you asked the question, do you learn leadership styles or does it just happen? And I like the way you brought in the idea of a mentor. As I say, you did keep our attention and gave us an excellent call to action, and also an explanation of what leaders definitely, who they are, what they do. I only heard one okay. Wow, congratulations, because I think usually that's your something to go back on. Sometimes if we say, does this make sense? Your facial expressions, I think you could be a little bit more. I saw you smiling in table topics. I'd like to see you smiling when you're speaking. To challenge you, I would like to say, give us a few smiles. And oh, I have to say the laissez-faire gesture was just wonderful. And I was just anticipating laissez-faire. So that was well done. I've done this speech, I've heard it, but you gave me lots to think about and lots to move on. Mr. General Evaluator.
Thank you, Teresa. That was wonderful evaluation. As a GE, I'm required to evaluate the evaluator, not the speaker. Excellent evaluation, all round kind of observation and evaluating the speaker. And in the speech, though, John showed excellent resilience about his improved leadership qualities. First, he started off with 12 people, then 22, then gradually he relaxed. What I would have liked you to look at also, perhaps, Teresa, was I would, as a listener, he had come with many kind of instances, 12, 22 people, managing people, leadership qualities, different styles he was expressing. One example, I would have looked at 2 or 3 examples, any example, any incident where he demonstrated those leadership qualities. Perfectly well understood that so many people he had managed, that's one thing, but at least one example would have taken that your evaluation to the next level. I mean, to tell him that this would have created an interest in the listener. Knowing that, it was an excellent evaluation. Let me now call upon Fatima, evaluator, for the second speaker. Is it Fatima? Who is the evaluator, I think?
Thank you very much.
Yeah, sorry, Arthur.
Thank you very much, General Evaluator. Fatima, that was an excellent speech. I loved the speech, especially the way you opened. You opened with a question. That question was actually directed to the audience and made it relate to themselves. That made it personal for me because I was like, yes, I do this. And then you start to talk about how we can structure our PR. It was very, very interesting. It was really an interesting speech. I like the relevance of your topic. This is very critical for the club. It is also very critical for Toastmasters International. As advanced leaders, we are ambassadors. I personally am an ambassador. So listening to your speech, I was able to see the role that I need to play to promote the brand that we have, our club, and then the Toastmaster International brand that we all ascribe to. Your speech was very engaging. It triggered a lot of interest. I liked the way you used your gestures, the way you engaged with the audience. You were asking questions and you were also able to monitor the responses in the chat. That was very impressive. I liked it so much because it showed that you were not just throwing questions randomly just for the sake of throwing them or asking them, but you were purposed in the way you were asking those questions. It was very, very good. And I think you achieved the purpose of the speech that you delivered today. To every great speech, there are always areas that we can tweak in order to move from good to better, from better to best. I feel like you could have used a little personal examples as you were presenting the application to show how this is applied. Besides showing us the structured way of doing PR, a little example that applies to you or an experience that you have, it may strengthen your message, but also it shows how practical it is. Another thing that I think can strengthen your speech is how you transition from the introduction to the body. You have to make sure that your introduction triggers what's in the body, and then you have a good signpost that tells the audience that we're going into the body, into the full discussion. So after setting the context, you create the expectation, and then you deliver the body. And at the end, which is an area that I think you should challenge yourself more on, would be to summarize your presentation. So after you've introduced, you've explained what we need to do, all the steps, you also need to summarize the presentation to bring it all together. Otherwise, this was a very good speech. I liked it. It related to me in the sense that the topic was relevant to me as a Toastmaster and the audience in this room, all the Toastmasters. And it was very engaging. In your next speech, make sure that you're able to relate with personal experience to make sure it sounds more practical, and ensure there is a conclusion or a summary at the end. General Evaluator.
Thank you. Thank you, Arthur. Very well done. Comprehensive evaluation. Completely agree with you. I have no further words to add to your evaluation. Very well done. Now let me call upon the timer and the role takers. The timer, please, will you please tell your report?
Thank you, Mr. General Evaluator. So this is my timer report. John, you spoke for 6 minutes and 49 seconds. Fatima, 6 minutes and 56 seconds. Table topic, Kathy, 1 minute 36. Amvita, 2 minutes 22. Pang, 1 minute 50. The Rock, 1 minute 45. Kaujal, 1 minute 29. And as for our resilient evaluator, Teresa spoke for 3 minutes and 9 seconds. And Arthur, you overtime by 30 seconds. Thank you. Back to you.
Thank you, timer. Thank you, Rosiana. Very well done. Arthur, I think you may need to look at that to keep your time within the evaluation within the timeline. Now, may I request the R counter to give a report? I think it's Nora. She is not there.
She had some internet issues.
Right. So we do away with the R counter report today. We go to the grammarian report. Kathy?
So, as expected with an advanced club, we did a pretty good job today. I apologize. I was having some connectivity issues. I could hear you, I could see you guys, but I couldn't hear you, which makes it really hard to be a grammarian. There were just one little item that I picked up. Fatima, at one point you had said, look something differently. There's probably want to look at something different. I don't know if you were like in the middle of a thought during that sentence. So just to smooth that out just a little bit, just a minor. The one thing that I heard Teresa say that I liked it, during her evaluation, she had mentioned effective reflection, and I really liked that use of verbiage. As far as the word of the day, I put it in WhatsApp and then tried to put it in. It was only used, I think you used it twice, Sabria, but I didn't hear it with anybody else. But I do realize that I was late due to my issues, so you guys may not have even seen the word of the day. So that is my grammarian report. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, grammarian. Very well done. Now let me start the evaluation of the meeting as a whole. I think the meeting started on time. I was there. I was observing it. Timer, please confirm it is started on time, I believe. Okay. Now let me go on to evaluate the other evaluators, the people who have spoke today. The table topic session was excellent, very well done. I really like that you brought a prop of a crystal ball and tried to throw it at us, and we were to catch it, and somebody caught it. I think that the first instance, one of the speakers caught it. In fact, it was quite interesting and very good, innovative idea. In an online kind of a platform, it's always difficult to, give your fullest possible. If you are in a physical kind of environment, it's easy. Your body language, your facial expression, all get conveyed very quickly. But these kind of props will certainly add value to your performance, whatever your role you have taken is very well done. Next, I go to the TMOD or Marutesh. He started very well with his own anecdotal story, but I thought I'll suggest to him one or two things he could have done better, though he mentioned about Pang. The guest today who has been attending, but should have given the opportunity to introduce ourselves, though she had attended our sessions earlier on, some couple of months back. It's possible that some of us might not be there on that day. Useful to listen into what the guest has to say, where she comes from. Her introduction would have been better. That's one thing. Second, I also thought that he didn't mention the pathway of Fatima's speech, which is important. So all of us, I was wondering which pathway she's doing. I had to refer to the schedule. Then, and thirdly, while concluding, Marutesh, maybe he didn't clearly hear, Fatima's speech was on public relations. He said leadership. So these kind of things, if you can look at it in the future, it's good. Finally, I thought usually we give some time to this president to start off the introductory speech. So that was also not done. But anyway, all in all, we all keep learning newer things. Now, with that, I complete my general evaluation. I have nothing else to do. I hope all of you enjoyed this session today. Thanks, Pang, for coming. We hope to see you back often into our club. Over to TMOD. Marutesh, back to you.
Yeah, thank you, Satyanarayana. Really, I'll incorporate everything in my future roles. And coming to the meeting, it was very nice. I really enjoyed the meeting, and I hope you all enjoy this meeting. Now I will hand over to the club president, Somesh Kumar, to take meeting further. Over to you, Somesh.
Thank you very much, Marutesh. Great meeting once again. The theme of the meeting, I appreciate you, Marutesh, for thinking about this theme. It's really a great one. The best thing about future is that it comes one day at a time. Amazing. It's a great quote. And there is another wonderful quote. It says, yesterday is a canceled check. Tomorrow is a promissory note. today is the only cash we have. So spend it wisely. It's quite an interesting one. Cancel check, promissory note, the cash that we have now, the present moment. So being in the present moment is extremely important, and the current contemporary society is made in such a way that being in the present moment seems to be quite difficult. As it was mentioned in this speech by Fatima in terms of the social media, the number of social media channels that we have is amazing. And every social media creates a kind of distraction in our lives. 10 people would be in the room, but everyone would be looking at the mobile, not at the people who are there with them. We have seen this in so many pictures, so many cartoons, and this is the reality of the current generation. It's great that through this, we are communicating with each other. We are using the media, the internet in a great way. We are being present even though we are using this media. We are looking at each other, and I would actually recommend that if possible, everyone should switch on the video. I think it's great to see, if it is possible, of course. It's great to see all the members when members are talking, and it's really great. And yes, Pang, you come for the second time. Please give us your views. How did you find the meeting? Would you like to join us? Thank you.
I think your club meeting was quite how I say, professional, short and sweet. Your club meeting always have 2 prepared speeches and managed to have table topics and evaluation, all the things within 1 hour. It's a very short but with a very fruitful knowledge and message for us to bring home. And I enjoy overall. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your feedback, Pang. Much appreciated. We always ask this from all our guests on how we can improve our meetings. I think it's really important. And yes, this is the kind of format that our club is based on, that we'll make 1 hour meeting every week. And 1 hour and every week is very important for us. Within this 1 hour, whatever we can do, we will do. So sometimes we have only speech-only marathons because there are a lot of members who want to do a lot of speeches. One of the meetings we said the 3rd Saturday we said would be speech marathons, and all the other meetings would have table topics as well. So we look forward, if you like to join us, we really look forward to having you as a member. Thank you very much, Frank. That brings us to the conclusion of this meeting. Thank you all so much for your contribution today. It's been amazing spending time with you all, this 1 hour with you. Thank you so much.